The food stamps program has been abused for decades by people who simply refuse to work so they can claim benefits, down to grocery store owners who run their own EBT fraud scheme, all the way down to scammers who have easy access to EBT card information since our government refuses to put any type of protections on these EBT cards.
A Milwaukee woman made her first court appearance today after admitting to food stamp fraud on national television. That woman and another woman openly discussed buying and selling food stamps on Judy Justice. 12 News' Saria Sandlin with an exclusive look at the fallout.
You have been charged in this complaint with 9 counts, and they break down as follows. 5 counts of food stamp offense, unauthorized use of food stamps, and those counts are all Class I felonies.
Katrina Weems stood beside her public defender as a court commissioner listed all the charges she faces after a 2-year-long investigation. The prosecuting attorney recommending the following bail.
$5,000 signature bond, Commissioner, with no use of food share benefits, which I believe should have already stopped.
According to court documents obtained by 12 News, Weems and Javala Ellams talked about buying and selling food stamps in an episode of Judy Justice that aired in December of 2021. They initially went on the show to talk about a car sale, but the conversation took a turn.
Miss Weems was buying stamps and
buying what?
Buying food stamps.
She was buying food stamps from whom?
From everybody, me included.
I buy food, I give them away. I'm just a person that helps everybody.
That episode sparked a 2-year investigation led by the Department of Health Services and the Office of the Inspector General. The complaint includes several photos police say show Weems using multiple people's EBT cards.
Ma'am, no comment.
Pardon?
No comment.
Do you have any comment on behalf of, is this your client?
Yes. No, a check for me?
Do I have what?
Give me a check.
What do you want a check for?
Ma'am, no comment.
Oh, she asked me for a check. What does she want a check for? Miss Weems?
Now more and more want it handed to them on a silver platter via government programs, of course.
Adjusted for inflation, food stamp spending is up about 60% since 2019, just down slightly from pandemic-era highs. And according to the USDA data from that organization, more than half of working-age food stamp recipients are able-bodied adults who do not work.
Here to react is Committee to Unleash Prosperity co-founder, the great Steve Moore. Steve, this is an issue, and I was in the campaign trailer to come up a lot because Americans have open hearts, good hearts. They want to help people in times of need. But when you have able-bodied men and women in their working years who are sitting at home playing PlayStation and watching Netflix, and they're going to work, they get burning mad.
Yeah, look, this is an outrage. And, you know, when we had COVID, what happened was millions and millions of Americans went on to food stamps in an unusual number because so many businesses were shut down. And then what happened, Sean and Dagan, is a lot of them never got off. You know, they said, hey, this is pretty good. I can get food stamps. I can get all these other government benefits, rental assistance, and so on. And, you know, those benefits could pay as much as an $80,000 a year job. And so here we are in 2024 in an economy that is not in recession. There are problems with the economy, but there are jobs out there. And these welfare recipients, especially food stamps recipients, as you said, who are able-bodied, they're able to work, they just won't work because, you know, they've got this cushy chair called welfare benefits. And that's not what the American people want.
6 Floridians receives food stamps, also known as EBT cards, to feed their families. In Tampa Bay alone, EBT spending added up to $2.5 billion taxpayer dollars between 2013 and 2015. I-Team investigator Jackie Calloway wrote exclusively with state agents just this week, uncovering the food stamp fraud taking place here and across the state.
Food stamps for sale.
$16.95, right?
And the money spent on anything but groceries. You don't have anything to say at all about the charges? State agents with the Division of Insurance Fraud spent 7 months conducting surveillance. The target? the popular Food Town Meat Market on Bush Boulevard.
We found that they were trafficking EBT benefits.
Fraud detectives raided the store and then arrested 2 of the 3 brothers who own it. They say that the store was buying food stamps for 50 cents on the dollar and then cashing them out with the state.
Beautiful weather today, isn't it?
Investigators tell us they caught both Omar Ghanem and Bailal Ghanem paying cash for cards from willing customers. At the time of his arrest, police found over $1,600 in Omar's pocket. They say you committed food stamp fraud? Do you have anything to say, sir?
It's a win for the good guys today.
The state says the meat market cashed in $200,000 in food stamps every month, about the same as an average-sized Publix.
It is a very busy store. Very, very busy.
Customer Carrie Clark told me she uses her food stamps to do her monthly grocery shopping here.
Closed.
The bust came as a surprise.
I think that's terrible. It's terrible. Taxpayers' money goes to it. My husband works.
It hurts every taxpayer in the state of Florida.
According to the USDA, 11,000 smaller markets just like this one make up 80% of the food stamp fraud in Florida. Here's the good news. Lawmakers this past session gave the green light to hiring 5 more food stamp fraud investigators.
If you're doing it, watch out. So we're coming for you.
The Ghanem brothers face 3 felony fraud charges each. Both were taken to the Hillsborough County Jail. The third suspect, a customer, remains at large. Jackie Calloway, taking action for you.
It really makes me angry. I mean, sometimes I wish someone can just slap them in the face and say, hey, there's people out there who really need the food stamps.
Selling food stamps is illegal, but even though it is against the law, it is not hard to find.
In fact, it's all over social media sites like Facebook. And tonight, our Yami Virgen shows you where people are buying and selling what others are being denied by the government.
And that includes a 15-year-old girl that reached out to Fox San Antonio for answers.
Dear Miss Yami, my name is Kristen. The reason why I'm writing this to you is because this summer my mom had applied for food stamps because this year has had many bumpy roads.
Bumps that have made Christian's mother, Martha Avila Chapa, a former nurse coordinator at a local hospital, be at the mercy of the government to support her twin daughters.
Oh, I was spoiled. They were spoiled. Money was like, wow, I could get their hair done, my hair done, and you'd be surprised what a day can do and change your life. I would take it for granted.
A wrong step sent Martha down a flight of stairs and down the road to despair.
I broke my neck. I had some repairs done, and just recently I had a heart condition now. So now it's even harder now because my health is deteriorating.
This is what the refrigerator looks like.
That's leftover food from yesterday and which we're going to have today. That's our Fidel.
Chapa applied for the Lone Star card or food stamps and was shocked at what the state said.
The worst day? To open up a letter from the Texas Department of Human Services and tell you that you qualify for food stamps? $10. $10, really? What am I going to buy with $10?
And this is why Christian contacted Fox San Antonio. On one local Facebook page, Christian found ads like this one.
They're asking for how much?
$150 cash or food stamps of the amount that's $150, which is about $300. Tattoo specials, black or color, your pick or mine, cover-ups done also, cash, food stamps, and trades welcome. It really makes me angry. I mean, sometimes I wish someone can just slap them in the face and say, hey, there's people out there who really need the food stamps.
So Fox San Antonio went to the Health and Human Services Commission, who's in charge of the SNAP food program, to get the 15-year-old some answers.
Ms. Chapa's household income was a little over $2,000.
According to the state, that's about $100 more than allowed by federal guidelines to receive any more aid. Benefits are determined by income, the number of people in the house, and their expenses. As for the selling of the benefits on social media, a spokesperson with HHC says that with over 3 million people a month receiving benefits, the state of Texas needs you to be their eyes and ears.
We are getting a number of referrals off of social media, and it's an important place to look, and we really urge anyone who sees something some evidence of someone trying to misuse funds, to report that.
But is the state doing anything about people who offer services on Facebook pages like La Pulga San Antonio in exchange for food benefits?
If you have a person who's advertising, I'll provide services, hire me to do this work or buy this from me and I'll accept your SNAP food benefits, then what we have there is sort of a business person who's trying to cash in on misuse of state benefits.
After sharing their story with Fox San Antonio, the Chapas appealed and got an extra $80 in food benefits. Martha Chapa says she's just proud of her daughter's determination to get answers for her family.
When I grew up, I really want to be a prosecutor and make a difference in the world and try to make it a better place for kids and teenagers.
Criminally prosecuting people who sell their benefits in Bexar County falls on the shoulders of the Bexar County District Attorney's Office.
We spoke to one expert who's done the numbers, finding food stamp fraud across the country is skyrocketing, but the government is ill-equipped to track, investigate, and prevent it. The fraud here in Nevada is predicted to exceed $1 billion. The pandemic brought a multi-billion-dollar boost to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP.
When you have a program that's gone from $80 billion to $147 billion, it attracts criminals.
Since March 2020, SNAP participants have gotten an extra monthly payment. After March 14th of this year, the second payments will stop, but fraud against the program likely won't.
Over the last 6 months at LexisNexis, we've seen an alarming attack on the food stamp program.
Haywood Talcove is CEO of LexisNexis Risk Solutions Government Group.
I estimate, based over the next 12 months, this is going to be approximately a $20 billion national problem. In Nevada alone, I think it's going to be over $1 billion. And what's happening is it's accelerating rapidly.
To understand the impact, we need to put a face on the victims of fraud. These are the little faces Elizabeth Cervantes was struggling to feed when she was caught in a fraud scheme several years ago.
I was in a really bad situation at the time, and every amount of money that went towards my kids, I needed it at that time. I was at one of my lowest points. I'm in a better place now, but I really did need it.
Cervantes fought for and won custody of her children and left Las Vegas for California.
They notified me that they couldn't give me my child support, and I believe it was about 2 months worth of child support that they couldn't give to me because it was paid to the state of Nevada because I was supposedly on benefits. And I was like, I don't live there. I'm not on benefits there.
Court records show this Nevada state employee had stolen her identity. In September 2019, Yasmin Cato was convicted on 2 felony counts of stealing nearly $15,000 in food stamp benefits while she worked in the Division of Welfare and Supportive Services.
They already know you're at the lowest of lows, and then to take from you is like, let me just kick you while you're down.
According to the Attorney General's office, Cato used her position in the welfare office to fraudulently open and approve temporary assistance for needy families and SNAP accounts so she could personally collect the benefits. Elizabeth Cervantes lost out on $4,000 in support as a result.
I had to use other resources to make up for the money that I didn't get.
Accepting help and maxing out credit cards. To this day, she's still working to pay off that debt.
When they find out it's fraud, don't leave the victims punished, because that's what I felt. I felt that I was a victim and I also paid for the consequences.
Talcove says Cervantes' case shows how simple it is to scam the government.
What happened during the pandemic was a seismic shift in benefit fraud in government programs. The criminals learned that government was really easy to steal from because they don't have technology. I mean, look, they're not even using chip-enabled cards. They don't check identity. You can bundle as many cards as you want, and that they're not going to get caught.
Card skimmers used to be the main trick of the trade, but now a new trend is emerging with EBT cards that haven't even been activated.
Regular people, people that need that benefit, people that are hungry, that depend on it, are going and they're using their card and they're finding out there's no money.
He says fraudsters are able to steal the benefits based on information they get from beneficiaries themselves.
It may even happen to you. You may get a call and it says that your card has been frozen. Please press 1, enter in your card number, enter in your PIN number. And what they're doing is it's just a massive phishing attack.
If you get a call from someone claiming to be from the USDA, Talcove says, hang up.
Do not respond to that automated message. I guarantee you it's a criminal. I guarantee you they're not located in Nevada. They're likely located in Russia. They're likely located in China, Romania, or Nigeria. It's a fraud scheme.
He shared these screenshots scraped from the dark web where fraudsters are selling the Nevada food stamp accounts they've stolen.
After the story airs, you're going to get thousands of people saying, that happened to me.
Both USDA and Nevada Welfare confirmed that in just the last few months, they've seen a big uptick in SNAP fraud. Investigators believe the EBT card information is being skimmed in Nevada, and then the card is cloned for use in another state. Congress recently passed a law to ensure SNAP participants whose benefits are stolen will have those benefits replaced.